Shout out to all you best of US agents. Had a real treat yesterday. Had a young lady by the name of Kathy Christ come up from Jacksonville, Florida. She was in town or heading through Birmingham to Tuscaloosa and had read my book and wanted to come and meet me and sit down and discuss the book and what she's doing in real estate. She's wanting to make a move up from I think she said her average sale last year was somewhere in the neighborhood of $225,000, and she wanted to move into the luxury markets. She'd read my book and wanted to discuss some of the things I talked about or written about and what I'm doing now. So this is a real pleasure for me. This is an interview with Kathy Christ from Jacksonville, Florida, fellow real estate agent. So see what you think. Best of U.S. agents. I'm with Kathy Christ from
Hi, Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida. She drove up here. She's going to do a meeting in University of Alabama
Yes.
relative to alumni. So,
Yes, the Alumni Leadership Conference. I'm really excited about that. It's this weekend.
And she wanted to come and meet with me, and we talk about strategy and about real estate marketing. So tell me what were you hoping to achieve?
I really wanted to meet the person who was behind the strategy of shifting into the luxury real estate market. I love talking to agents and brainstorming and getting new ideas. And when I read your book, I just knew you were onto something. The information that you gave was really good. I felt that you were really smart, that you knew what you were talking about.
You read the book. You know I almost flunked out of school.
But there's two kinds of smart. There's street smart and book smart. And that book just had a lot of, it's rare that I can't totally encompass a book in one sitting and digest it. And with your book, I've had to go through it chapter by chapter, get everything I can out of that chapter before I move on to the next one.
Wow.
I'm still in the process of trying to create a system out of what you have in there. And then I believe that I can take that book. I think that's the book that I can create the system that will allow me to become a luxury agent in my market.
Excellent. And I shared with Kathy that I published the book in November, and so much has changed because I've learned so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the beauty of the business that we're in. It's changing so rapidly. And if you take a mindset that I'm going to keep up with it and I'm going to learn, you're going to stay so far ahead of everybody else.
Exactly.
Because we were talking about Kathy has built her business basically around her sphere of influence. And that's what most people do. But once you go beyond that, once you exhaust that sphere of influence, then where do you go?
Exactly. You have to actually build a legitimate business rather than just doing business with your friends and family.
Exactly.
Even though your clients become your friends, you need to have a plan where you can reach out and get more leads, get more prospects. Your business is built on strangers. It's not
It is. Yeah, and put that in perspective of successful business.
Exactly.
If
the
Apple
dentist does more.
If Apple only sold phones to the people that Steve Jobs knew,
exactly.
It wouldn't be much of a company. Or my idol, Jeff Bezos. And speaking of Jeff Bezos, a lot of people don't realize. Do you realize that Amazon didn't make any money for 14 years?
Yes, I have heard that. Well, because I've heard that.
Yeah, and right now their biggest moneymaker is not their retail or their replacement of retail. It's from their web services. They make 85% of their money by providing. They provide the network that moves the internet.
Oh.
Okay, so they have web farms,
right?
And they did that. Well, read the book, The Everything Store, or The Anything Store. Okay. So, then Kathy was telling me of something that I thought was really cool. Tell us about your, what do you call it, a coffee
pop-up.
Coffee pop-up.
Tell us how that works.
So I was looking to move into a different geographical market than I had originally started, with the goal of increasing my average purchase price. So I needed to meet people in these areas, and I didn't live in these neighborhoods. So I came up with the idea of doing coffee pop-ups. So I'll go to a coffee, usually an independent coffee store in the area that I want to work at, and I'll arrange it with the manager ahead of time. I usually go Saturday mornings from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and I set up a table with a tablecloth, and I made some cute little kitschy real estate signs, and I have some little slips of paper that ask for your name, your email, your phone, and across the top it says interested in buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, and the prospect can check one of those boxes. And what I do is I set up right near the front door, so when they come into the coffee shop, I'm the first one to greet them. And I say, good morning. I'm really excited to tell you that I can give you $5 in free coffee this morning. All you have to do is sign up for my real estate newsletter. And in that 2-hour period, on a typical day, I get between 17 and 20 people who sign up for my email newsletter. Out of those 17 to 20 leads, I get approximately 4 people who indicate that they're interested in either buying, selling, refinancing, or investing in real estate. And so I consider those leads.
Yeah.
So I have almost 20 prospects and I get 4 leads. I usually do this with my preferred lender. We usually do it together. And I think I had mentioned to you earlier that one thing that's exciting for me is the last time I did this, my lender was out of town, and someone actually walked in and said, hey, where's your partner? And to me, that said, I'm building a brand in that neighborhood. They know who I am, they knew what I do, and they knew why I was there. And it's worked really well for me, and economically, it's one of the most effective marketing strategies.
Tell them why it's economically, because the lender pays for the
well, that too. I have a really great, generous lender who's been paying for the coffee.
No, don't tell anybody that. They're not supposed to do that.
Oh, well, the agreement is that we'll split it 50-50. Split everything 50-50.
But your 50% hasn't come up yet.
Yeah, my 50%'s been pretty well protected so far. Yeah, it's been pretty great.
All right. So the other thing we were talking about is ways to go beyond, and that's one of them, and what that came about is to go beyond your sphere of influence.
Right.
The other thing that got where I go with the luxury homes is that usually when I get them, they're on their second or third real estate agent.
Which is something I didn't pick up from the book.
Okay.
So I'm glad that we...
And why that is, because the people who own luxury homes are doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, they're wealthy people. Mm-hmm. They have at least 4 real estate agents that they know, and for many cases, they've gone through them. Mm-hmm. And now they know real estate agents, but they have a problem. So they're looking for someone to solve that problem. I shared with Kathy, and Kathy knows, she read my book, that we lost our daughter to cancer. When you have a problem, like we did, you will do whatever it takes to solve that problem. We sought doctor after doctor after doctor to help us. And that really drove that home to me, that as a real estate agent, I'm a facilitator.
Yes.
I am a person who comes in, I can't solve problems, I can come in and show you possible solutions. Mm-hmm. And then with your help as a client, we can together solve that problem. I never want to be the hero. The hero is, the hero is Kathy. Because at the end, she gets to go on and live her life.
The next chapter.
The next chapter.
Anyone who's selling a house always has the next chapter.
Yes.
Yeah, and you want to help them get there.
Yes. And sometimes the chapter they're in is a disaster.
Yes. And they need to get through it.
They need to get through it. The other thing that I try to share with people is you need to recognize what's happening to our country demographically. My generation.
It was those statistics that really perked me when I was reading your book.
Okay.
I mean, all of it really spoke to me. It made so much sense what you were saying about the baby boomers not being able to sell these oversized, overpriced homes to the millennials who are just now getting started on their family. They're really not interested in maintaining a 4,000 square foot home. They want to take their kids traveling. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Now, something else I just recently discovered, as I tell you, I show up for everyone I show up. And so I see who's coming through the door.
Yes.
And what I'm seeing is that 40% of the people coming through the door are either African American or foreign nationals. Now, why is that?
We see that in Florida, the foreign nationals. It's all over the state.
So why are they buying the big homes? Because they're in the same position the baby boomers were when they built them. They had made it. They wanted to show their peer group and everybody else that they had made it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they built the big homes. Well,
Right.
now the guy from Jordan who came here when he was 18 years old and now owns 16 mini mart gas stations
Right.
and is making a lot of money, wants to show everybody in his community, as he said to me, and I want to show you, Kerry, that I've made it.
Yes.
And so he's looking at a $2 million home.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't have known that
if
I
you hadn't
shown,
met the buyers,
if
right?
I hadn't shown up for the show.
Exactly.
And then I know whether they love the house, like the house, or they're trying to steal it for
Which is
something.
so key to your strategy when it comes to negotiating. Usually you don't have any of that information.
No.
Yeah.
So we've exchanged a lot of ideas. Anything else
been
you want to
great.
throw out there?
I just want to say thanks, Kerry. I
Oh,
appreciate
well.
you being open to lunch. It's been a great
you bought.
experience.
And I want to put that Hector did this, and I want to shout out to Hector. Hector watches
Hey,
that.
Hector.
he lives in he lives in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Last March, I was in San Diego for the
tech conference?
social media marketing world, and Hector lived 2.5 hours away in Los Angeles, and he had read my book. And he said, would you come down? I wish, Hector, we had done a video. But I promise you, I'm coming next March, and we will do a video.
That's great.
That's cool. And anybody else who wants to buy me lunch, just let me know. Thank you, Kathy.
Thanks, Kerry. It's been great.
All right.